All right. Well, hello and good afternoon, everybody. Good to see everybody. This is another Friday with Nicola and Natasha doing crafts, fun stuff. It's going to be great. Glad to share this with our whole community, whether you're doing this live or you're looking at this recording later on. And we'll be here every Friday pretty much for the time being as we think of lots of really crafts for Nicola and Natasha to share with you. Just letting you know that this is being recorded, so whenever you speak, you'll pop up on the screen. So if you want to, you can stop your video at a certain point like that, or it's really up to you. But I want to thank Nicola and Natasha for doing this, and have a great time making paper mache animals.
Yay! Okay, so one thing we wanted to say before we start is usually like everyone who's watching stays on mute, but since your hands are going to get messy, you can just leave your audio on. So if you have a question or something, you can just ask it and not touch your computer, whatever, with messy hands. If you have a helper with you, then they can touch it for you. But
awesome. So we're going to show you the ones we already made so you have some ideas. The one I made was this pig. He has wings.
You're frozen.
And then some flower rolls on the bottom. What?
You were frozen a second ago.
Yeah. And then I made some ears out of a cup. So I have those parts. And then the front of it, it was just the front of the bottle, so I didn't have to add anything there.
And I used a gallon jug of milk and I cut it off the top and I turned it into an elephant. So it's kind of abstract, but here's my little elephant. It has its trunk and I just painted it blue with yellow polka dots. And I made some ears out of the scraps from the elephant where I cut parts for its legs. So that's what I'll be making today. And the paper mache part, you can paint it later once it's dry, but we're not going to sit around and wait for it to dry today. You can do that on your own. We're just going to do the paper mache. So if you read the list of things you need, to make the actual part of paper mache, you need some water and flour. So we have equal parts. It's about like half of water and half a cup of flour. And we're just going to mix those together in a bowl. And that's going to act like our glue to keep it all together.
So we added half a cup of water and half a cup of flour. And now we're stirring it together to get all the clumps out. So it should just be a paste.
Looks great.
Is this how you make pancake mix?
Yeah, it's similar, yeah. With pancakes, you need a few more things like baking soda or eggs and sugar, but yeah, pretty much.
So if you can see it without me spilling it on the computer.
Yeah, please don't.
I got most of the clumps out, so now it's just a paste, and we're going to be putting our newspaper in there to coat it. So mix it up. If it's too thick, you can add more water, or if you think it got a little too watery, you can add more flour. It's pretty easy to adjust.
Do you put salt in it?
No, you don't need to. We did find that if you live in a place where it's really humid, you can put salt because it might grow mold, but we didn't think that was going to happen, so you don't need to put salt in it.
I think if you want to add salt, you could just put like a pinch in there.
Yeah, but it's okay if you don't.
Yeah, it's not necessary. Awesome. So after you're done mixing, if you have, I know Avery already has her paper strips, but we're going to take our paper and we're going to make it into strips so that we can use it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Awesome.
So we have scissors, but I'm just going to rip it to make it go a little bit faster.
Give me a sheet or two.
That's just one thing. So, yeah, that's perfect, Blair. So I just ripped them kind of this wide. If it's a little wider, that's okay. If it's a little skinnier, that's okay too. If they're really skinny, it'll just take a little bit longer to paper mache.
And then I'm going to kind of separate them out so they're not all folded on top of each other, and then I'm just gonna put some in my bowl.
You want to just put a few in your bowl at a time so that they don't get tangled and it's kind of hard to coat them. So maybe like 5 or 6 at a time, and then we'll start with that.
And then you're just gonna coat your pieces of paper with the glue. It's kind of like noodles and sauce, but don't eat it.
Yeah, it probably doesn't taste too good. So once you have your paper and your paste, you want to get whatever bottle or material you're working with to create your animal. So I'm going to take this soap bottle I found, and I'm not sure, I think I might make a fish today. So I'm just going to take the bottle, and then I'm going to start coating it in paper.
And I'm gonna do the same one. Actually, no, I changed my mind. I already have an elephant, so I'm just gonna use the bottom half of my jug, and I'm gonna make a bowl. I know we said we're making animals, but I was just gonna make a little dish, and I can put like pencils or keys or something in it. This is it.
And if you're making it, yeah, Avery.
What type of animal can we make with a water bottle?
I saw someone make an alligator with the water bottle, and they put little triangles on the top. Or let's see, what else could you make?
You can make a smaller fish.
A small
You
fish,
could-
a shark.
Yeah, you can make a shark. A little dog, like a wiener
Yeah.
dog.
You can make a wiener dog. You could cut up a toilet paper roll and put that as legs. There's a lot of different options.
Put a bunch together and make a snake.
Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna just start taking some of my paper. Yeah. And when you take a strip, you want to use 2 fingers. Uh-oh, got a little tangled in there.
Oops, sorry.
You want to use 2 fingers and slide your fingers down because you don't want a ton of glue on there. So see when I'm sliding my fingers, all that extra glue is dripping off. You don't want it to be really wet because then it'll take a really long time to dry. So you just use 2 fingers and get all the extra stuff off. Then you take it and you're just going to put it on your bottle. It doesn't really matter where you start. You could start anywhere.
Yeah. So I cut the bottom off of my milk jug. So now I have like a little container. So I'm just going to put my paper on that. Yeah, Avery.
Can we cut the top of it off, like the top of our water
Yeah, you
bottle?
can cut it off if you want. Anything you want to do, you can do.
Yeah. Today we're just kind of teaching you the basics so you can practice. Well, that's a lot. And then you can do it a different way later if you want.
Yeah, when we were little, we would use balloons in paper mache balloon, and then you can pop the balloon, and then it's actually a piñata after that. So that's something really fun we would do for our birthdays. But we didn't have any balloons.
Yeah.
So I'm still taking some more. Uh-oh. It's okay if the strips rip too. And I'm paper macheing.
Oh gosh. Whoa. And it's a good idea to overlap your paper strips so that you cover up the whole bottle or whatever you're using, and it helps make it strong and smooth. Because sometimes if you miss a spot and you don't overlap, it could start peeling apart.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I have to think about how I'm going to make my fins.
You could use the leftover parts of my milk jug.
I think I'm going to just attach paper fins later at the end.
That's a good idea. What color are you gonna make it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I spilled. Whoops.
Does anybody know where they first made paper mache?
Where it came from?
We had to look it up. They actually first started, well, okay, here's another question. Do you know where they first invented paper?
Ooh.
Yeah, Avery. Egypt? I think Egypt did make paper, but another place that made paper. One of the first places that they made paper was in China. So paper mache actually started in China. And back then they used it to make helmets, which I don't really know if I would trust someone who gave me a paper mache helmet.
Yeah, I don't know how safe that would be, but I guess it's better than nothing.
And once you start running out of paper in your bowl, you can just add more and just keep up the same process.
This would be a good thing to do outside too.
Yeah, we made our first ones outside, but it was kind of noisy out there today.
Just gonna flip that part.
Perfect. How's everyone's going so far? Good. I think it's pretty relaxing when you do it. It's kind of
Yeah,
fun.
I like it.
Some people don't really like the texture, but I think it's fun.
I just don't like it when it dries on your hands, but it can wash off pretty easy, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Oh,
Smells like pancake mix.
it
Yeah.
does. Or pizza dough.
Yeah, we've been making a lot of bread dough at home now that we have so much time. And it smells like we're making bread.
I've been making bread with my mom.
You have? What kind of bread have you been making?
Italian.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And I made gluten-free too.
Gluten-free bread.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Do you make your or do you make sandwiches with your bread? What do you do with it? Or you just eat it with butter?
I just eat it with like mayonnaise, and butter.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
We put some like cinnamon and sugar and butter on ours for breakfast.
We made a lot of cookies.
I saw another really cool thing you can do with the paper mache is after it's dry and you paint it, you can ask one of your parents to help you cut a slit in the top, and then you can actually make it into a piggy bank.
Oh yeah, good idea.
So like any of them that have a top that's open, that's good. And then you just cut the slit and put the coins in the top, and then you can just either screw back the lid or leave it open and then get your coins out that way. Oh,
The first thing on your list over there.
oh, what paper mache means?
Does anyone know what the phrase paper mache means in English? Because it's not an English word.
Well, paper is.
Well, paper, yeah. What does mache mean?
This one's tricky. Paper mache actually means chewed paper. So what you're doing is you're making the paper all like mashed up kind of, and then that's what it means. And that's how it's able to stick to each other with your glue.
So other ways you can make paper maches, you can tear up your paper into smaller little pieces. Like you can shred it up and then you can soak it in water and then it turns into like a pulp and then you can kind of mold it and shape it without like draping it over stuff. You can just form it into something. That's a little more advanced. Oh, there's a big glob on my computer.
Ooh, it's getting kind of messy.
More fun.
And then if you want to add feet, oh, that looks awesome, Blair.
Oh, nice. Good job.
If you want to add feet or something, you can just take whatever you have, like a toilet paper roll. And if you had scissors or something, you can trim it whatever height you want and then attach it. You could use tape or just start paper macheing it on there. Whoa, my bottle fell over. I think what I'm gonna do though is after it dries and I paint it, I'm gonna add my wings like I did to my pig. So my pig, I had some paper wings, and I just taped them on there, back there. And I'm gonna do the same thing when I make my fish.
You can put wings on your fish?
No, fins. Well, it could be a flying fish.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
You can make one of your dog.
Yeah.
How about the legs? Legs
Sticky. Need some more paper.
How do we get the legs to stick?
You can just hold it on there, and then when you start paper macheing it on, it might take a few layers to get it to adhere. Can I borrow those scissors?
Yeah.
You knocked it over. I have a leg. I'll just show you how to put it on. Then I can, maybe it'll turn into not a fish.
A boat? A submarine?
Yeah, it could be a submarine. So I have my toilet paper roll right here, and if you press it in, it already starts sticking a little bit. You. Oh my gosh. Then I'll take some paper
Okay, that's good.
and just start layering it on there to attach. So I put one side paper mache like this. Uh-oh. And so it falls off because I still need to do the other side. And then you want to just let it dry for the paper to stiffen.
Yeah, and then if you do a whole entire layer and you discover that it's kind of weak, you can just let it dry and then add another layer so it's a lot stronger.
Yeah, we let ours dry overnight and then we painted it the next day. We also looked up recycled paper mache, which is what we're making today. And we found the world record for the most recycled paper mache made and displayed at once. So how many do you think that was? It was a lot.
Are you talking about like objects?
Yeah, objects. Did you have a guess, Blair?
It's probably like 100 or 200.
It's actually more than that. It was so many.
1,000?
More than 1,000.
10,000?
Yeah.
10,000?
Let me look up the exact number. 10,074.
Did
So-
one person do that?
No, it was a whole group of students, I think, in Hong Kong. But imagine making 10,000 of these, and they're all lined up as a
my
display.
What were they made to look like?
There are 10,000 horses.
Oh my gosh.
That would be a lot of water bottles.
Yeah, that would take a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe we can break the world record with all this time we have.
So I paper mache'd my leg all the way on there. So even if it's upside down now, it's layered all the way around so it won't fall off.
Whoa.
What did you decide to make, Avery?
A dog.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice. Good choice.
Yeah.
We kind of ran out of our glue mix.
You need more dog.
Okay, we can make it work.
Yeah, just like that.
It'll work.
Yeah.
And we also looked up the biggest sculpture ever made out of paper mache. How tall do you think it was?
50 feet.
No, it was actually smaller than that. This one was no supports at all. It was totally made out of paper mache.
Was it 30 feet?
Smaller. Oh.
20?
Nope, still smaller.
10 feet?
Oh, close. It was actually 12 feet tall.
Ooh.
Just made out of paper and water and flour.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
We can do that.
And so this artist made 9 of the sculptures. And it took 700 hours to make all 9 of the paper mache sculptures.
My goodness.
So if you're bored, you could try to break the world record.
What was
Yeah, you
that?
could do like a Statue of Liberty replica, Eiffel Tower.
And it took 550 pounds of paper.
Oh my goodness.
Where was that?
That one was in Mexico. And it took them 160 gallons of their water and flour mixture to form all the adhesive.
We would get in trouble if we used that much flour at our house.
Yeah, we don't have that much here.
Okay, so I finished covering my little bottom of the milk jug. So there's a few spots that are kind of patchy, but I'll just go over and fix them when we have more glue later. But I was gonna paint it. I saw some cute ideas where you paint it and it looks like a fruit, like a watermelon or something. I might do that when it's all dry. Yeah, my hands are messy.
But the good thing about paper mache is even though it's pretty messy, it washes off really easily because it's just paper. I mean, why do I keep saying paper? It's just flour and water.
Oh, I
my-
like it.
That's awesome.
Nice.
It's probably gonna be pig because of the top, or the top of the thing. It looks like
Yeah, like its nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know what other animals look like a pig that have snouts. I wanted to make a hippo, but I wasn't really sure how I was going to do that.
Yeah. Or you can make up your own animal.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. Or a combination of animals.
Yeah, you could
Like
paint your pig to look like a cow.
Yeah, you could trick someone. And then if you can just like look around your house and find some fun things to decorate it with. Like we had bunch of pipe cleaners. We can use pom-poms, buttons, bottle caps, any kind of paint or markers.
Another really cool way to decorate them that we used to do when we were little is take tissue paper and you cut tissue paper into little squares, and then you take like a pencil, something like this, and you put it on the end of the pencil and wrap it.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
So it looks like this. I just wrapped a piece of paper, tissue paper around a pencil, and then you take some glue, dip it in glue, and stick it on your thing. And so then it becomes really puffy. I don't have glue right now, but it looks really cool. And you can use all different colors of tissue paper. We would do that a
Yeah.
lot for our piñatas.
What we
Yeah, we
learned,
made like
like a few months ago in school.
You did that at school?
Yeah. In
Yeah.
Yeah, we made all kinds of things like a pineapple, a rocket ship, a disco ball.
Yeah.
How do you make a tail?
Tail.
Okay, I used a pipe cleaner for my tail. So I just curled it around the bottle to make it curly Q. But you could also use a piece of paper.
You could, like, if you had a regular piece of paper and you can wrap it around like a marker or a pencil or something, and it comes coil. You could use ribbon.
Oh yeah.
If you like run your scissors over it, that makes it a coil.
There's a lot of different options.
Yeah. The fun part is when you can decorate it, because you can get really creative.
Googly eyes.
Yeah, we don't have any of those.
I feel like we do somewhere.
Probably.
I saw also someone made masks out of them. So I think they just had only paper mache. I don't know what they used as the base, but they made really cool masks for like a play or a theater production or just for fun, which would be cool. You could make superhero masks and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool. You can get ready for Halloween really early.
Yeah, we have a lot of time to prepare. How's yours going, Avery?
Why? Castro.
Nice. Are you making another one, Blair?
Maybe. Haven't really thought about it. Oh, it's so cute. Mom, can you make it?
What color do you think you are going to decorate yours?
Probably like pink.
Pink. Good call.
Like a regular pig?
Yeah.
That's good. Avery, what color are you going to make your dog?
Rainbow?
Rainbow?
All right.
I love it. Yeah, mine was pretty tie-dyed. I love tie-dyed stuff. So it had blue, purple, and pink and red all mixed in there.
What about the nose, Mom?
And then a really small smile.
Yeah, my elephant. He's an interesting one, but this side, his eye looks pretty good, but this side, I didn't smooth it out enough, so his eye's a little.
I'm gonna make a baby pig with this.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, that's
that would be
perfect.
cute. You can make a whole farm of animals.
Yeah.
And you can also make like decorations for holidays. Make like jack-o'-lanterns.
Maybe I can try to make a stable.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make a stable. You could use a box.
Or you could, yeah.
Or use popsicle sticks for fences.
Yeah. Or regular sticks from your yard.
Yeah.
If your dad asks you to clean up the yard before he mows the lawn, then you have all these sticks.
All my sticks been destroyed by my
Aw.
drop sticks.
Well, your puppy can help you find the sticks, and then you could just try to get them before the puppy chews them up.
She tried to carry a whole big branch.
Oh my gosh. It was bigger than her?
It was bigger than my dad.
Oh my goodness.
Could she pick it up?
She could just drag it.
Aw.
There's a little stick on it.
Now my hands are dried.
Mom? Need more stuff on that. More what? What? There's no paper on it. think we need more of that stuff.
More of your glue?
Yeah.
Yeah, we ran out of ours, but we were pretty much done, so.
We're running out of like glue 2 times.
2 times already? Yeah. But it's also good that flour and water are pretty cheap because then you can just keep making it.
Yeah.
Like I remember when slime was really popular, all the glue was sold out everywhere and no one could make slime. But with paper mache, water and flour are pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
So you can get it pretty easily. Make more and more and more.
Yeah.
You could fill your whole house with paper mache.
You cover your house in paper mache. And if you get the newspaper every day, you have like an endless supply of paper.
Yeah. What did you say, Avery?
Not at all. Just like the name and password. I got it.
Just not now. We're doing.
Avery and I are doing paper mache right now. I can wash my hands, or are you doing it now, or are you gonna do it later? If you were gonna do it now, I will go do it right now.
How's everyone's classes going?
Good.
Okay.
Good.
My hands are clean. I will.
Do you have a lot of homework? I guess everything's homework now.
Go wash my hands
Yeah,
right
pretty
now.
much.
All right. Bye.
I don't have school today.
Wow, that's nice.
So the days that you do have school, do you have to like log on to Zoom and your teacher's on there and your whole classes, or how does it work for you guys?
We have to like put in like the username and like a password to get into the Zoom.
Yeah. And then like your teacher and your whole class is there.
Yeah.
Do you like learning on Zoom, or would you rather be back at school?
I like it here, but I can be back at school for the last day.
Yeah, the last day of school.
Yeah, for my graduation.
Oh, yeah.
Graduation. What will you? What?
Did you say something?
I said, Blair, what grade are you in?
I'm in 6th now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
man, that's
yet,
awesome.
but 6 next year.
Ooh,
So I'm
that's great.
Avery, what grade are you in?
I'm in 3rd grade.
Oh,
That was a
third
good
grade's
grade.
fun. Okay.
Awesome. Well, if you guys have any more questions, we can just let you work on your own, finish up your homework, whatever you have to do. And then if you want to email Mr. Kreutner your pictures of your finished product, that would be so awesome.
Yeah, we'd really like to see them.
How do we make this longer? I'm gonna make this longer.
Yeah.
This is my pig.
Oh, I love the ears,
Aw.
Blair. That looks awesome.
That's really good.
Well, well, well. I hope you all had a nice time today. Nicola and Natasha, thanks for organizing this.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Excellent. Well, you guys don't forget, we'll have another one Friday. And Nicola and Natasha, like, sometimes it'll be intensive like this with lots of products and stuff like that. But sometimes it might just be drawing and hanging out with you two, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll see what we come up with for next week.
Let's see what we come up with.
Like you had fun. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Nicola and Natasha,
Hi.
this is our art teacher, Nancy Amos.
Oh,
Nancy-
hi.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
I've been hearing lots of good things about what you are doing. Nice pig.
Yeah, it has wings.